Ugh. And with that, can you hear me? Okay. You all find yourselves in the pool. Bavlorna is here in the center, and she calls down probably about 20 or so of her lermlings, all surrounding you guys in this pool. She goes, "So, you've killed my sister?" "Boiled her?" "Where's the proof?" She takes it. She examines it. There's a long silence that you all have. Suddenly, she bursts out a loud, horrendous laughter and cackle. "Oh, that bitch is dead! Good riddance!" Don't think that she won't come back. They always come back here. Now that I've got her eye, she'll grow back in probably about 3 days or so. But man, it's going to be so good to sit there and tell her how she was boiled in her own pudding. Tell me, did you get the portrait that I asked for? Oh, yeah. Hmm. Are you looking for an item or a memory? She beckons a Lermling to come over, whispers in her ear. You see as the Lermling kind of jets up the spiral staircase. Normally, I would say we are even, but for giving me the laugh of seeing my sister's eye dislodged from her body. You know, she's always so uptight. Oh, so tidy, too. Like, unbelievably clean. I just can't get over it. I'll give you back your lost item. But after today, we owe each other no more favors. And I would very much like it if you could get out of my kingdom. Because you seem to be more trouble than you're worth. I am going to be honest with you. I am not intimidated by you in the least bit. But as a collective whole, maybe a little nervous. It's very hard to be intimidated by a man with his dick out. You should measure up to some other dicks, man. Like, stop drinking. As you say that, the Lermling comes back down, and in her hand seems to be a box. It's about the size of a deck of cards. Uh, you find that the object is exactly as you remember it. Can you go ahead and describe what it is that you're receiving? As you start to think about your childhood, you notice that there are gaps and holes missing. Things that you can't seem to remember, especially those that involve any of your childhood siblings or your father. You can seem to only remember your mother's face. Seems as though we're even. Now get the fuck out. And she's going to point towards the door. You all make your way to the exterior and find yourselves
in a very familiar place in the Kingdom of Downfall. As you all exit, what is each of your characters kind of thinking in the processing of this moment? He too wanted to stab Bavlorna.
I look gorgeous.
Yeah, I'll find one. Hold on.
I'm devilishly handsome, is what I think.
Clapperclaw, his confidence is shot through the roof.
The biggest buff I've got is the look in my eyes.
Make a strength check. Make a strength check if you would like to attempt to steal his head. You go and you grab those antlers, and just as he's talking, you like leave the head there, and his body continues to go forward. You are now holding Clapperclaw's head. You can no longer hear him talking because there's nothing to vibrate through anymore. So he's just kind of looking around. Well, his body is moving around in a manner that makes you feel like he's trying to grab his head. He's like patting where his head should be. He's like now getting on his knees and like patting the ground.
Why does the world look so good? Where did my head go for a minute there? Why am I going backwards?
Everybody make a group deception roll. Everybody who's going to lie to Clapperclaw, make a deception roll.
Backwards day, huh? Well, goodbye to you too. What a nice recovery. Is backwards day over? I'm so happy. This is the best head I've ever had. Where do any of us come from? I don't know what that is.
He sits there and has a very long thought conversation.
The first thing that I remember is I remember waking up and I remember that there was pumpkins. I do believe that I was born in thither. I am not Zybilna. I don't believe there's any more unlocking. I am already perfect. Nothing can stop me, baby. Big antlers.
And he's going to push it up like he's puffing up his hair.
You know what they say about a scarecrow with big antlers? I got a big hat.
If it makes you feel any better, the water comes from the swamp. What do you mean by traitors? Oh, traitors. I understand. I thought you said traitors. Like, is there anybody who's a traitor to the crown? Like, yeah, there are a few merchants in town. What kind of merchant are you looking for in particular? The only place that would have weapons, they're not like freely dispersed because of Bavlorna's fear of overrulement, but there are weapon storage that the king has or the castle would have for its guards and uh, almost like an armory. You know what I mean? But that wouldn't be something that would be sold in town. Unless you're looking for like crossbow bolts or things like that would be used for hunting. But if you're talking about like swords or things like that, there definitely would be that things that would be kind of more along hunting and trapping. You not any that would be selling any magical items. The last one that you guys had, you scared away in the hot air balloon. What are you trying to find at the pet store? There's bait stores. A bait store where you find bait for bigger animals using. So they would sell things like maybe mice defeat snakes, or worms, or smaller fish. I'm gonna do a hard pass on that one. Sure. Um, you guys make your way over. At least you do, Huxley, to the Trapper and Trader area.
Welcome, good sir. We have made the establishments here for you. We have many an items for you. We have a bow and arrow if that is what you wish. Or we have this wonderful contraption here, and he pulls out a crossbow. But it's kind of finely and ornate. It's got a frog's head at the very tip instead of like a ram's head or like a wolf, where the bolt sits in. Finest quality and all of here. My cousin Goose makes it himself. Let's see if you put on 10 gold on the table. I meant trinkets. I need 10 trinkets on the table. Well, it's been a long time since I've had to do an economy in this game, okay? So give me a break.
Flint, as you croak loudly, you see people looking over and gasp.
King Lily Hop, you are alive? But King Lily Hop, we need you. We need you here. There has been such a power vacuum. You see, somebody else has assumed the throne, saying that you have abandoned us. They are in the gazebo in the garden.
You, who is. You guys are making your way to the gazebo? I need Huxley to make an investigation roll for me. You manage to get there just as you see them crossing the bridge for the Hall of Kings. You all make your way to the gazebo where it sounds like another loud party is going on. And you hear,
King Lily Hop has abandoned us. Only I, noble King Duke Ferdinand the Great III. I can be whatever I want. Who said that treason is blasphemy?
I need you to make a deception check for me. Yes, you can. I'll give you a +1, Ian, to whatever you roll. Wow. All right. So 19. There's an audible gasp from across the room. King Lilyhop has returned. And where have you been? Remember, people, I have been here for you. But this man has been destroyed, distraught, abandoned you as the post, left a bullywog, imbecile, illegal charge, deceiving you. I challenge you to a duel. There is only one way to settle this. That is a duel to the death. No, it must be frog against frog, bullywog against bullywog. You don't get to set the terms of our engagement. Bullywog fight. Bullywog fight. And all of a sudden the crowd starts chanting, Bullywog fight. Bullywog fight. Tomorrow at dawn, we chain ourselves to the oak tree. And whoever wins lives and remains king. Whoever dies is dead. Go ahead and make a persuasion roll, Belly. Everyone will remember King Duke Ferdinand III. Flint, make an intimidation roll with your power posing right now. You're the only one shouting this. You're going to roll for intimidation. Bullywogs, do we want to do this in the court of honor? They all shout, yes! Then we fight at dawn by bullywog standards. You may choose one weapon, and I will see you there. And with that, him and his posse scoff and start to leave towards the castle. How tall are you, Huxley? He can only make you shrink up to 2 feet. You could try anything. Oh, is your character sheet accurate on D&D Beyond? Oh, you're not in the group. Here, Ian, I'm gonna send you a link in the Discord. I can see your character. It is the next day. So like let's say for right now it is about dusk. You probably have time for a long rest in between now and dawn.
The secret ingredient is crime.
All right, just remind me who's going with who and what is the plan for each group. sounds good. Are you guys going to kill him tonight, or are you guys going to kill him on tomorrow? Where are you guys going to go and set up your long rest? Yep. Flint, at this point, the spell has worn off, and all of a sudden, you all see before you the same little gnome that you've seen before. There are a few servants hanging around, but nobody noticed the transformation. D10 is where, yeah, the sisters were. That balloon is gone. D9 is where the duel is. Is there anything anybody would like to do at camp or any role play opportunities you guys would like to have? Anyone else have anything else they'd like to role play or attempt to do? All right, why don't we do this? Why don't we take a 10-minute break? And then when we come back from the long rest, we will see how your escapades go. All right, we'll be back in 10 minutes. All right, I'm back. If any of y'all can hear me. No, I can't. All right, I'm back. If any of y'all can hear me. This here. Those of us that played Curse of Strahd will recognize this map. This was the last thing we were going to do before that game fell apart. This was the werewolf den. All right. So, how we're going to do this is I have this is Huxley here in blue. I have purple as Alco. Orange as Flint. And then red is going to be all the Bullywug Knights. This is going to be the one that Ian is fighting. In fact, I'll make him a darker red. All right. So we're going to alternate between this group. What can't you see? It's just a grid. Hey, Leslie, I typed your symptoms into the search bar, and it says you may be experiencing network connectivity issues. It's funny too. All right. So, you guys awaken at dawn, and your groups decide to split up. Alco, Hux, and Flint, you guys walk into the battlefield, and you see before you that King Duke Ferdinand III is already there. And you see that a couple of guards are affixing a chain around his foot. Flint, I'm going to assume that you've cast Disguise Self. And you see a group of 2 knights approach you. They are also going to chain your foot. And as you can see, the chains are connected to a giant tree that kind of sits here in the middle. So what this is doing is it is allowing you so that you can't run away from the fight. Oftentimes here, what they do in Bullywug culture is prisoners can fight for their freedom by 2 prisoners killing each other, or 2 prisoners fighting, and if one lives, they get to go free. Bullywug culture. So I see that you have decided to show your dirty rotten face around here. Very funny. I'm not going to fall for your antics, but you are going to fall for my sword. And he pulls out a short sword. What weapon did you bring? Go ahead, and you're gonna roll initiative for me.
Your glittering diamonds are nothing.
Just Flint. Yeah, it's gonna determine who goes first. You are muted. So you are gonna go first. There is about 30 feet between you and Ferdinand. It is King Duke Ferdinand III. You better hope not. Last time Austrian King Ferdinand was killed. Yeah, he also set up the events for part 2. Which set up the conditions for Germany to be an impoverished country to you can't have World War II if you didn't have World War One. You can't have World War One without the fall of Prussia. Oh, dude, I need to use that for Slaughterhouse next year. They can't spell. All right. That's highly disappointing. All right. So, King Lilyhops, what would you like to do first? I think Unseen Servant is a ritual. It is a ritual. If you look, it says R in a booklet next to it. I'm trying to see how long the ritual lasts. So it takes 1 minute to cast. So that would be 10 turns. Not to poo poo upon your day, but That just means conjuration. Yeah. Rituals just mean that there has to be an action that's taken for a duration. Does that make sense? That you can do. What does he have to make? Doesn't he have to make a wisdom saving throw? Oh, he's probably gonna fail that. He got a 6. What's your spell save DC? Probably like a 12 or a 14. 15. Look at that. Yeah, he definitely fails. So that means that in order for me to succeed, I would have had to have rolled higher than a 15. Okay. He fails. So what are you going to suggest? Stay. He looks back at you with a blank face. You can do movement or a bonus action. Ha! Gay! Not going to end your turn. You used your action to cast suggestion. He's going to sit there and he's going to let out a large croak. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Nothing happens to you. He too is going to pull up his sword in a pose that is ready to attack. And he's going to swing. Yeah, he didn't move. When you say stay, what was your intention? For him not to move at all or for him to stay put? Hold on a second. All right, he just stands there looking at you with a blank look on his face. And that will end his turn. Go ahead and roll to hit. No, you can. It's not prone. He's being charmed. So he is willfully following the direction, but it's not like he couldn't move. To hit, you were very eager. Now, unfortunately, you swipe just above his head instead of branding him directly on it. Did you add your +7 to hit? Because that's what the branding iron is. It has a +7 to hit. That hits. Go ahead and roll damage. I can look it up again, too. I'll find it in just a second. You can go ahead and roll. It's a D6 of some sort. Yeah, +7 to hit, 3d6. So you did 10 damage. You smack him right across, and you hear as he lets out a large croak. He is now branded very badly, and you are now invisible to him. He looks around in confusion. What sorcery is this? But he still sees that there is a chain attached to the tree. He can just no longer see your face. So he's going to take an attack against you. It's going to be a 19 to hit. Perfect. He's going to roll. Find. There we go. 6 points of damage. He's going to take another swing at you. This time it's going to be a 7 to hit. And he misses wide right. Yes. It is not completely... He can still see the chain, so I'm not counting it like... Mechanically, it's still disadvantaged because he can't see where your body part is. But it's not as if you were to move around, he wouldn't be able to make an educated guess. Does that make sense? So if you were to try and run away, he wouldn't think that you were still fighting because he can still see where the chain is. He just can't make out where your body is. It's attached to your ankle, and it's attached to the tree. Yeah, it's your turn again. Because he can see the chain move, I will give him disadvantage, but I will still allow him an attack of opportunity. You're also going to hear everyone say, "My lord, why can't you see it? He's right there." Because you're only invisible to him. All right, go ahead and roll to hit. As you go to strike, you accidentally trip just a little bit and it brushes barely past his head. You can't do sneak attack because you don't have advantage on the target. He's going to look around. What are you talking about? He is gone. What kind of sorcery is this? And he's going to try and take another swipe in your direction. That's going to be a 9 to hit. He misses. Where are you? I cannot see. And you hear all of his guards going, Sire, he is right in front of you. Meanwhile, we're going to take a break for a second here. Belly and Humphrey and Lila are all wandering back over. You guys are trying to go to the hot air balloon factory? You could go look at the castle if you're looking for that hot air balloon. It's a +10 to stealth rolls. Humphrey is practically invisible at this point. She is mechanically invisible. Yeah. You guys will need to make a stealth roll to see if you can slip past the fight. It wasn't a natural 20 though, right? Belly and Humphrey, you guys are very easily able to slip past. Um, the whole group, you guys notice as Lila's trying to tiptoe, but she is making very loud noises with her hooves, and everybody, including the bullywugs, kind of look over at her. Make a deception or an intimidation roll. Or intimidation. Which one was it? Don't mind us. Just that way, or go find a lake. You guys make your way past the group and find yourselves at the docks of the castle. Or if you're trying to go this way, you could go to the front of the castle. Which direction would you like to come from? Or you guys could go from the top as well. Lila could jump and everybody else could fly. To the roof then? Are you guys going to try and be stealthy still? I need everybody to make another stealth roll. Yes. This time you all manage to stealthily jump up onto the roof, and you find a few bullywugs experiencing. They're still asleep. It's at dawn, so they have not yet woken from their slumber. Make a history check for me, Lila. You remember the last time you guys left in a hot air balloon, the roof opened. You can't make any openings from here, but you maybe surmise that if you get down to where the balloon is, the roof could open again. There's a way. Sorry. There are stairs that lead back down into the castle. You just need to go find where the hot air balloon is stored in one of these towers. Yeah, I'm looking up the rules. Oh, that's not even all of it. She's got a whole dice bag. You definitely can use locate object. Almost like Find My iPhone or a Google Map. Suddenly, a path lights up before you. And we're going to go back to Ian. Oh no, did we lose him? But it is your turn. Yeah, we can hear you. Are you going to try to make another attack? Can you hear us? Go ahead and roll the hit. That definitely hits. Go ahead and roll for damage. You beat him pretty badly. But he takes and he spits out the blood.
I feel not as at easily.
And he's going to head and make another attack at you. That's going to be a 21 to hit. It's going to be 10 points of damage. He's going to make another attack at you. It's going to be a 13 to hit. So you only 10 damage because it was a 7 plus 3. Oh, no, it's 6 points of damage. So far he's done, I think, 6 plus 7 or 6 plus 16 points of damage. All right. He's barely kicking. He's like literally barely kicking. He is going to jump to the side.
You cannot catch me. I can feel your breathing.
Yeah. You want to take 5 steps back? He is going to take a swipe, but because he cannot see you still, he is going to automatically miss because he's not going to take any more movement.
Where are you, pretty froggy? Why you jump around for me?
You all look over and notice that his men are looking at him very strangely, like why he's cannot see you.
I hear you. Come on, face me like a man.
Yeah. As you run over, you trip and your branding iron falls out of your hand and lands here-ish. Suddenly, you are no longer invisible. You are not prone, but you are weaponless currently. He's going to look at you, and he's going to...
I've got you where I want you now.
It's going to be a 19 to hit. He's going to do another 10 points of damage. That's going to be a 10 to hit.
Come on, froggy. What you got? Make a man out of me.
You can, and you do have advantage on grappling rolls. I'm pretty sure if I saw your character sheet correctly. He does have to make a grappling check. You can use your action to try and pin a creature grappled by you by making another grapple check. If you succeed, you and the creature both restrained until the grappling ends. Go ahead and condition. Hold on. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to look at right now. You have advantage on attack rolls against a creature you are grappling. You can use your action to try and pin a creature. Yeah. Go ahead. You're going to make a grappling action, so you need to make a strength roll. Total. Yeah. Your roll plus the modifier. It rolled a 12 plus 3. So as you go to try and grapple him, he sheds you off and you fall to the ground. He is going to make another attack at you. That was a 9 on the first attack. That was a 7 on the second attack. Okay, go for it. He rolled an 18. He's going to try and make another attack at you. It's a 13 on the first one. Wow, he's rolling shittily. It's an 11 on the second one. Make another strength check. He got a 14, so you succeed. You are grappling him now in this moment. Meanwhile, what do you want to do? That would have to be an action. So you'll have to wait till your next turn. Okay. Meanwhile, back at the castle. You all make your way into the grand ballroom that you saw before, and there is a flurry of people getting ready. You also hear excitements of death to the death. The battle is going on. King Lilyhop is going to die. And you hear lots of people all sitting there chattering and screaming. I need you all to make a stealth check for me if you want to be unseen. What's the highest stealth roll you've ever rolled? Yeah. Yes. You all are able to slip past everyone and blend into the crowd. Like you don't draw any attention to yourselves. You are led back to the room of portraits. And Belly, you see before you a portrait of what used to be King Golub the 19th now is King Lilyhop the First. But people were in the process of a new painting of King Duke Ferdinand the Third that you can see he was in the room posing for. It's unfinished of a painting, but behind King Lilyhop the First is that secret doorway. Sorry, say that again. I was getting caught up in the Discord chat. Oh yeah, you can totally do that. Duke Ferdinand the Third. Where? Where are you drawing the penis? You managed to stick it somewhere near his right hand. Instead of holding his staff, he is now holding a charcoal dick. Meanwhile, flashback to the fight. King Lilyhop, you have got him grappled. Yeah. I want you to make a strength check with advantage instead of attacking with advantage, because he's going to try and break free. He rolled a 6. Did you scream, or are you doing it in silence? Because sometimes I miss your screams. Lots of fond memories of Ian getting hammered and lots of screaming happening. I remember in Colorado, I came home from work one time, and Ian and Ceci and Ian's friend had all taken these chocolate bar edibles, and they were like way stronger, way more potent than anything. I came home and Ian was crying in the bathroom. Sam was pacing the floor. Ceci didn't want to talk to anybody. Like it was just like very much. Oh, that's exactly what it was. It was crazy times. You are able to take the vial and you slip the poison down his throat. You hear as he starts to cough up blood. Long live me. And he croaks and dies. He only had 1 hit point left, anyways. So you could have slapped him hard enough and he could have died. Anyway, and you, as he falls to the ground, you hear his guards gasp and go, "Long live the king! Long live the king! Long live Lily Hop the First, the true king!" They come over. Meanwhile, back in the dick portrait, you feel as if the magical presence, Belly, is behind the painting. As you enter into the room, you see before you a almost like a loading dock area where the balloon is set. There seems to be one guard there. What? Who goes there? Yes, you, the face, and the wings, and the one horn, and the 2 horns. Pardon? You are not supposed to be down here. This is the king's royal balloon. Make a group deception check. You mean King Ferdinand III sent you? King Lily Hops is back. He is like, oh no, sacre bleu. And he gets up and he starts to run towards the exit. Make an investigation check for me. See if you can figure it out. You all manage to not find the lever for the roof, but suddenly you kick on the hot air balloon's fire, and the balloon portion begins to fill the room. It is filling faster and faster and faster. So it would be reduced in half. So it would go from a 30-foot balloon to a 15-foot balloon. You could wait to find out. You feel. Are you going to cast Enlarge Reduce, or are you going to leave it be? You all notice that as the balloon expands, suddenly it pushes up on the ceiling, and the roof begins to lift as well. However, the roof is peeling. It's not really opening. It's more or less that the boards are so rotted that structural damage is being done to the castle. You all, with cheers and excitement, hear, "Long live the king! Long live the king!" And you guys all look as you hear creaking and grinding and the worst possible imaginable sounds as the roof of the castle is just crumbling down and over. There's a couple of bullywugs that were on top of it that have now jumped off and into the pool and swamp below. And you all see Belly, Lila, and Humphrey inside of the hot air balloon. Sire, they are stealing our balloon! You cannot frog jump because you are not a frog. You are only disguised as a frog, so you get maybe 2 feet off the ground. which for your gnome self is a pretty big accomplishment. But everybody else just thinks that you've like hurt your legs. You definitely can throw him up into the basket. Yeah, you could invest. I mean, there's no rush. It just is they have the balloon. Make a strength check to break the chain. I've been doing Mary Poppins for the last 2 weekends, so the only thing I can think of is I'll be gone, but the chain is broken. Yeah, you definitely succeed in breaking that chain. It's almost as if it was like twigs to you. Yeah, you guys are up in the air now, unless there's anything else you'd want to do. Now with a rotting, poisoned corpse of King Duke Ferdinand III. No, but I mean, it definitely doesn't smell great. They are kidnapping King Lilyhop! Instead of an Irish exit, it's a bullywug exit. They are kidnapping the king! Suddenly, you see arrows that are flying and missing your balloon as they are trying to bring it down to save their king. Yeah, make an investigation check for me. Fantastic. Can you roll 3 times? Can you roll 3 D100s for me? Do you have physical dice or are you using virtual dice? What are you using as your platform to roll? Or you just type Okay, yeah. You should be able to do roll 1D100. Okay. Okay. You find a sprig of rosemary wrapped with a ribbon on one end. What's the second one? You find a wooden magnifying glass missing its lens. you find a pixie's winter jacket lined with fox fur. You, I will say you're able to grab the short sword if you wanted to. Yeah. You all watch as the corpse falls into the swamp with just a big splash. Oh, yeah. I have to find the table. Hold on. Okay, you've had a pixie's winter jacket with lined with fox fur, a sprig of rosemary wrapped with a ribbon on one end, and a wooden magnifying glass missing its lens. Clapperclaw stands there and goes,
So, where are we heading to? We're going to yawn. Wonderful. I could stay behind if you don't want me. I wandered in while you were drawing the penis.
"You guys left Juniper back in thither. She a wild owlbear now." Are you guys heading to Yon? Perfect.
3 stars to the left and straight on till you see the thunderstorms.
With that, I think that's a good place for us to end tonight. And each of you, since we're heading to Yon, get to level up. So you guys should be now at level 6, I believe. Fantastic. Now I can prep. Yon is my favorite of all 3 of the kingdoms. You will find out why. It'll be very obvious. So I am very excited. And How I Met Most of You, it should be your favorite too. All right. That's enough spoilers for tonight. I will see you all next. It is the weekend of Thanksgiving. Are we all still good to meet next week? Yeah, next Sunday. Okay, we'll plan on 7 p.m. again unless I hear otherwise. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.